Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
Well, I'm one of those fortunate people who like my job, sir. Got my first chemistry set when I was 7, blew my eyebrows off. We never saw the cat again. Been into it ever since.
I did a bare 360 triple backflip in front of 22,000 people. It's kind of funny. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh my God, a gun!
Somehow they managed to get every creeping freak in the universe in this one plane.
Coffee and a muffin. Okay, so I need to establish themes. Maybe banana nut. That's a good muffin.
So just quiet down, my little one, and call me Dad.
We get some balloons and go to the puppet show.
Sorry, boss, but there's only 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other's not you.
So it's the 4 of us.
Oh God! Yeah. Well, who was that lady? There's 5 of us.
Wait, there's
what?
A disembodied voice?
Yeah, no, it's the new AI system that Steve Jobs' Ghost has made for us.
Oh,
yeah. We're recording now, right?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, okay, we are recording now. Okay.
Why are the AI people always women?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there was Hal. Hal was a guy.
I miss the days when you could
so poorly.
When you could change your AOL voice to Tony Hawk. Like, dude, you've got mail.
Mine was Space Ghost, and it was him saying, "I got a letter."
I got a letter.
I used to have a Garmin GPS that you could download voices, and mine was Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Turn left. It was the best.
Wow.
Yeah. Please turn around. You have made an incorrect turn. It was so fun.
I know it's been memed to death, but Sam Jackson really needs to do that.
Oh, Sam Jackson needs to voice everything.
Turn around, motherfucker!
All right, welcome.
I feel like Sam Jackson as like the navigator would only fuel my road rage more. Like it would only intensify the horrific things I say to strangers in my car.
I could see that being not a good thing. Yeah. So, for our listeners,
yes.
You hear another voice. That's because it is our special guest, Ebob Kling. I mean, Eric Klein.
Recording now.
Yeah.
Wait, it's the other voice. Am I going crazy?
He is a steady listener of the show, and he used to live here, and then he moved because he makes bad decisions. And he has asked to be on the show for this episode since before he left. So here we are. It's a Zoom meeting, so we've only had 2 Zoom guests ever. So, Eric, you are in good company with Cajun Greatness Valentine, Marco Manone.
That is correct.
Thank you so much for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So,
yeah, he said that thing.
Boom! I got it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
Now, for our other longtime listeners, you might recall me. We're saying some critiques that we've gotten specifically for our Raising Arizona episode. That's him. This is motherfucker right here. He is the one who bitched, other than Frank.
I think I unintentionally hurt Justin's feelings in the comic shop one day about Raising Arizona because he will not forgive me.
I'm petty. So
what?
Well,
no, we have Eric actually here. Can we talk about that story? Have we talked about that story?
I think because that episode was pretty controversial.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's one of the only episodes that we've had to go back and actually edit. They're still not talking about the fucking movie.
But thank God it never.
You started up again.
Right, chill out. We're recording now.
That episode led to Postman Frank being a guest and a meme on the show.
Fuckers. Oh shit.
That led to JoJo being put in free speech jail for quite some time.
Yes.
It led to Eric whining about the fact that we didn't talk about the movie.
God.
I really want you to do another episode where you talk about the show, but fuck it. I know you won't. I know you'll do the episode, but I know you won't talk about the
Actually, one of our first ideas for April Fools last year was doing Raising Arizona again and then just not talking about the show again. But we instead went with Travolting Development, which I think was a better decision.
I think so.
Yeah. But I still have that in the back of my head. It's like, we're going to do Raising Arizona finally. And then we just talk about something else. Because it'd be funny as fuck. If we ever somehow hit it big, our first live episode in front of a crowd is going to be Raising Arizona. We're not going to talk about the movie once.
No, not at all.
Refuse.
Yeah.
We'll even put a sign up that says we will not talk about Raising Arizona.
Yeah, no, we're not going to talk. Welcome to the Raising Arizona episode. Let's talk about anything else. Anything else in the world.
It's like, you want to hear about this Nicolas Cage movie we just watched? Shit, we do too.
How about those Dodgers?
We already told you we liked it. Check our letterbox. God.
Can we find the closest Nick Cage lookalike we can? Just to show up. It's like, we're here to talk about the movie.
Actually, his stand-in followed me on Instagram a while back.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick, bro.
You made it. You made it.
So we are here. This is our Halloween month. It's not our Halloween episode. That's next week. But this is Halloween month. So we are reviewing Eric's choice movie that we've been excited for a while. We were reviewing The Wicker Man, spawner of many memes. And boy, howdy.
All of which are awesome and none of which do this movie justice.
Yes. So just real quick, we're going to do the thing where we go around the circle. And Eric, we'll save you for last as our guest. We're going to go around. We're going to tell what we gave the movie and, just a real brief review. So let's start with Jeremy.
Yeah. So this is my first time actually watching the movie. I watched it with Allison and we watched her befuddlement at this movie was interesting to say the least, as to where I was the same, where it ended and she was like, that's it. It's like, I think so. Hold on. Pulled up my phone. Yep. That's the end. And she was like, oh. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it a good solid 3.5 of confusion.
Can't you see this 3.5 of confusion? The Wicker Man.
Yeah. Good job.
This has Nicolas Cage. Whoa. And it is not overly played. Wonder why. Oh shit, it's my turn.
Yes, Cannon.
That was his review.
That was good. It was very nice.
Yeah, good review.
Okay,
review 5 stars.
Thank you.
Yeah, same.
First off, I do want to mention this is the first time in a while that we watched the movie separately.
Yes, first time since Jiu-Jitsu, actually.
Yeah.
First time since our second episode.
Wait, didn't we watch Jiu-Jitsu together? We didn't?
No.
Oh,
no,
shit.
we didn't watch Willy's Wonderland until the second time. We didn't watch Jiu-Jitsu because I came in and you guys convinced me that my score was wrong and I lowered it. Because had we watched it together, it would have been like, wow, this is dog shit. I was by myself.
I remember that moment. You were sitting there thinking, you're like, you know what? Maybe this movie is a piece of shit.
Fuck this movie, seriously.
But anyway, not that movie. Raising Arizona. So how I thought. Okay, no, The Wicker Man. I actually paid money to see this in theaters when it arrived. Was this summer of 06? Or was it?
I want to say this was like late summer, early fall 06.
Okay.
Good for you, supporting the arts.
Oh yeah, for sure. I still go to the movies. COVID be damned. Anyway, but I'm surprised that I haven't seen it since. However, at the same time, not. We'll get to it. I did not have a good time. Half a star.
What?
This is going to be a wide variety of scores.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell. We'll get to why.
All right. So my review is very succinct. This movie is
7 stars.
batshit insane. You can just watch the 7-minute best of clip on YouTube, get the same exact effect. 5 stars. This movie is a fever dream, and I love it. Eric,
Gave
what
me a
about you?
fever.
Yeah, so I went into this movie. I hadn't seen this movie in a few years. My wife hates watching it with me, so
See that, yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while. But forced her, I had an excuse to. But I went into it trying to be critical. I'm like, no, I need to put on a critical eye. I don't want to just go into this prestigious podcast and say, oh, it's great. But
That's just all we do.
despite my very critical eye, I still come away thinking this is a fucking masterpiece, and I have to give it 5 fucking stars, y'all. Like, this movie is fantastic because nearly every line that Nick Cage says is hilarious, and I think written just for him. Breeding sounds like inbreeding to me.
Yeah, God, Cage has come out and admitted this movie is absurd, and he was playing it absurd on purpose. I don't blame him. The acting in this movie, aside from him and Ellen Burstyn, is atrocious.
I was going to say, what acting?
It is bad. Everybody,
who's Ella Burstyn? Is that the Exorcist mom?
It was the main lady. His sister, the one with the Braveheart face paint at the end.
Yeah,
she did have Braveheart face paint.
Yeah, like the lead lady. Yeah, that's like the mom from The Exorcist.
Yeah, Summer's Isle.
The only one that was actually acting. Aside from her and Cage, everyone that in this movie on that island is just the worst. Like, there was better acting in Ginger Dead Man.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Like, those people in Ginger Dead Man were more believable as their characters than anyone on this stupid island that wasn't Cage and Burstyn.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and knock this fucking home run out the park right now before I forget. This movie, I have a bone to pick with it right out of the gate. Damn near the very opening scene. You blink, you'll fucking miss it. During the diner, when like there's this trucker guy talking to the waitress about like pie or whatever the fuck, right? When JoJo, myself, and Pat watched this last night, and we all stopped at the same time, we all recognized that fucking truck driver, and I am fucking livid. That was Aaron Eckhart.
Well, yeah.
Huh. Didn't
Aaron fucking Eckhart. Just a year before, he starred in Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah.
Like, and now he says, thanks for the pie, and fucks off. Like,
well, I mean, James Franco's at the end of this thing.
That's what I hear, and I don't remember.
He was the cop that was seduced by Nicolas Cage's ex-fiance at the end.
Oh.
Well, it depends if you watch it with the original ending or not.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, I would be interested that ending, because if you don't have the ending, it literally just ends with an ash falling after he gets burned alive, and that's over.
That's the ending I got.
Yeah.
Last night. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another ending that was the theatrical release ending that is more horrifying because James fucking Franco shows up and basically they seduce him, and it's going to be like, oh, he's going to be the next person that they bring to the.
Because the theatrical ending takes out the torture scene, so you don't see his legs getting broken. You don't see the bees. You hear it in voiceover as they're marching him to the Wicker Man. And then it cuts to like 6 months later, and you see Nicolas Cage's ex-fiance and Lily, not Helen Hunt. They're in a bar seducing a couple other cops, one of whom is James Franco, ironically enough. And like, yeah, you want to go home with me? So they're going to have another kid and repeat the process just in case.
I mean, I saw this in theaters. Granted, it was 2006. Last night was the second time I've seen this movie, and like, wow, why do they just mix it and matching shit like that?
It's weird. Like I watched it on Amazon. It was the theatrical cut, and then I had to go to YouTube to remember the not theatrical cut.
Yes, I did. I rented mine from like Google like movies.
Same,
and it was funny because we got done with it, and Allison's response was when the ash like falls on the camera, she was like, "Is that supposed to be us, the viewers, in the Wicker Man?" And I was like, that's some deep shit right there.
That way too deep. It's like, no, that's just the end.
I don't think they put that much thought into it. I think they're like, this would be cool.
No, I mean, even when that fell, thought something else was coming, and it was just credits.
Yeah, I went to Wikipedia, and that's where I saw the alternate ending, and I was like, I thought this for a minute there, I thought it was gonna be like a post-credit scene.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. I do also like just the kismet of the scene where Nicolas Cage he's a motorcycle cop in the very beginning, leans down to grab the doll off the road in a scene that's very reminiscent of grabbing the diapers off the road in Raising Arizona, which we are still never going to review.
Was that
I'm not familiar with that scene. I'm not familiar with that movie because I don't know anything that happens with it. The only access point I had to it was listening to y'all.
I don't mean to give the listeners a peek behind the curtain, but that little piece of paper you pulled out, is that a list of all the comparisons to the Wicker Man to Raising Arizona?
No.
Okay.
These are the notes I made for the review. The first one is Raising Arizona Snatching Doll. But then there was just me like saying like things like that little shit kid deserved to get smashed by the damn truck for throwing the doll. Yeah. And then also, what was the plan if he doesn't give a shit about the kid?
Yeah.
Like what if he just doesn't show up?
Credits.
Yeah. Like what if he doesn't have money on him when he gets to the airplane pilot? Like, are you sure you can't take me? Yeah, I'm sure.
It's just called The Man at that point.
Well, I've got a couple of George Washingtons here. And then just that's it. Credits is he doesn't go.
Or what happens if he stays too close to the car when the truck hits it and he just gets hit by the truck?
There are so many variables that could go horribly, horribly wrong.
What if that waitress didn't compliment Aaron Eckhart on his fancy burger trance that he was in?
Man, we're getting into like minuscule that is multiverse stuff again.
That is my first fucking note. All it says is burger trance.
Why did they kill the pilot for doing the thing they wanted to happen anyway? That seems like a dick move.
Very dick move. That too old to breed. Too old to breed. That's why.
Also, why would a cop not notice his gun was fucking empty? Like even a casual enthusiast would have noticed that, oh, this feels way lighter because I have no bullet.
I don't think you watched the movie, but Nick Cage isn't really a good police officer.
He is such a bad cop in this movie. I have a whole fucking list of all the ways he's such a terrible cop.
Yeah.
You know,
because I just made two notes is that he's not nearly suspicious enough. And also he's stupid and belligerent. But I'm very interested to hear your more detailed notes.
Yes.
They come here and he's this stranger, right? And Willow shows up and they're talking to Nick Cage and they're like, and this is Willow. So right away, he's giving it away. He knows this person here, not playing it cool at all. He shows his hands immediately. And to follow that up, he sits in the inn and bangs on the counter. Listen up, I'm a cop from California and this is an investigation. And then he tells them he's allergic to bees because there's a bee on the counter and he smashes it and she looks horrified. He's like, sorry, I'm allergic. So you gave that away.
It's like, no wonder he didn't get promoted to detective.
Yeah.
It's also not until there's maybe 30 or 45 minutes left in the movie that he says to one of the few men on the island, he's like, what, can't you talk? And I'm like, motherfucker, you're just realizing that? You're a detective and you've been here for days.
He keeps threatening to arrest people. How exactly is that shit gonna work? He can't even get off the island. I don't think he brought handcuffs with him.
No, not at all.
He did bring a jacket because no matter what happens, he makes sure to put his jacket back on.
Yes. Those elbow pads, bro. Those elbow pads. You got to show them off.
He also apparently frequently has the ability to self-dry his clothes because he gets wet a lot. And then a few scenes later, he's mysteriously dry.
It's not 20. It's not 20. It wasn't 2015. That Back to the Future clothes drying shit didn't exist in 06. What the fuck? Read a book. Watch a movie. What the hell? Not this movie, but
he brought an overnight bag. There couldn't have been multiple change of clothes.
No, he had the shit on his back.
Yeah.
But somehow he also had martial arts training.
Oh, yeah.
Just karate kicks, not Helen Hunt into the wall.
Well, he got the bear costume from the angry woman.
Yeah, he punched that one woman, the barkeep, stole her bear costume and punched a separate reason.
Woman. And this is going to sound absolutely awful, especially as a disembodied voice over the air. But the amount of times Nick Cage just punches women is fucking hilarious. In this, just because of how not because it's the act of him, but how they are set up, they're all so melodramatic. Justin, when he kicks Lily Sobieski,
I'm pretty sure is how it's pronounced.
kicks her like across the room. And there's another scene when he's in his bear costume and just runs up. They're all so over the top. It's fantastic.
For any of our listeners, don't go watch the movie. Find the YouTube compilation of like 7-8 minutes long. That's all you need. That's the best shit. Everything else is just bad acting.
Literally the best parts of the fucking movie. Save yourself like an hour and 30 something minutes.
It's like an hour 35, I think.
I will say I haven't seen the 7-minute supercut.
It's great.
However, I would be surprised if it captures every tiny ridiculous line that Nick Cage delivers throughout this movie.
It's most of the good ones. It's like you cut out the scenes of flying and walking and running and walking and staring
and biking.
Walking. Yeah, and biking.
I want to know where he found that bike. Like, that got me. I sat on the couch for like a good 5 minutes. What's this bike?
Well, I imagine he stole the first one just off a rack because we saw him steal that second one at gunpoint from the teacher who keeps mispronouncing Don Quixote.
Oh, yeah. God, I hated that one.
Yeah, she was like, whatever actress that is should stop.
Well,
I hope she stopped.
Did you see the show Deadwood? She's really good in Deadwood.
What the hell happened then?
I don't know.
I recognize her from something, but this obviously wasn't it.
One of the things with the bike that I wanted to comment on, and this circles back to him just being an absolutely idiotic person and terrible cop. While he's stealing this bike and, biking around wherever and trying to escape, he sees a whole field of beehives. And he's like, I'm going to bike into that.
He knows he's
and then
allergic.
he does. And it's a beehive. And that's like the first time he gets stung. And then, he goes to the lady that heals him. But it's just like, dude, you could see those were beehives. There's like a field full of them.
Well, you killed one earlier on too, so there's bees on this island.
It'd be like the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz going fucking swimming. Like what your one weakness is.
I'm taking a shower.
Just getting straight into it.
How does she take a shower?
I wanted to ask
after the woman that's like treating him and he wakes up, she tells him, "They almost did you in," and he says, "Yeah."
Yeah, what if he had died right there?
Their whole plan is so easily fucked in so many ways.
Yeah.
Ken, what did you want to ask?
I just wanted to ask who has seen the original because I haven't.
A long time ago.
I have, yeah.
We almost watched it, but then we waited.
It's much better.
Oh, I
like as a film, so much better.
haven't
as a
seen
film, as quote unquote cinema, it's much better.
I was just wondering because, again, IMDb trivia here. According to this, much of the dialogue, perhaps about 80%, was pretty much word for word from the original Wicker Man script with different context, maybe.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Most of it's pretty much the same.
Kind of like The Omen again.
A little bit. Or like the remake of Psycho. It shows that you can have the same base and then have something wildly different.
That was the one with Vince Vaughn, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was before.
Yeah, I thought when they remade that, they did it almost like it was shot for shot the same.
It was shot for shot, just about word for word.
Yeah.
And then later on, I think it was Rennie Harlan is the one who did it. He said it was an experiment. I wanted to show that if you remake a classic shot for shot, it's not going to have the same effect. As opposed to him admitting, all right, I fucked up and I'm sorry.
I admit that this was completely unnecessary.
In reality, what happened was Hitchcock had hired someone to try and kill that man in a very stylistic way.
Mm-hmm. Hitchcock's ghost cursed the set.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn was so traumatized, he stuck to comedy for the rest of his career.
That's something that threw me off for so long. Like, because I remember seeing that remake of Psycho and then seeing him in Wedding Crashers. And I was like, you were in Psycho. Why are you doing this stuff now? And it's like,
probably not a lot of people saw it, but we will definitely get to it on Revolting Development at some point. He was a shitty stepfather in a Domestic Disturbance.
Wow.
He was the bad guy in that movie.
Huh.
And he also came back. I mean, granted, people talk mad shit about season 2 of True Detective. I just think it's because it cannot match season 1. However, I thought it was refreshing to see Vince Vaughn try a dramatic role again. I would like to see him do it. Hell, what is it, Cell Block 99?
I was about to say, yeah, there was some prison movie he did where he's supposedly very good.
Sorry. I heard that one's really good.
Yeah, I like season 2 of True Detectives.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
I like season 2 as well.
Like Colin Farrell fucking killed it. I love Colin Farrell and things too.
Colin Farrell's fantastic.
The only awkward part about season 2 of True Detectives was I was home for the weekend. The episode of The Sex Party came out. My mom was like walking to the living room. She's like, "What are you watching?" True Detectives. And she just kept walking. And it's funny enough is she's actually gone back now and watched all of True Detectives because she's like, this show, you were right. This show's really good. I'm like, yeah. Minus that little small awkward moment.
Yeah, that episode reminded me of Eyes Wide Shut, which has Lily Sobieski in it.
Yeah, no, she was like the next big thing for a solid like year, and then just nothing.
Yep.
Man, Wicker Man might have killed her career.
Maybe.
I think Wicker Man killed a few careers. I will give it this though. This movie is shot really minus all the fucking cuts. This movie has a lot of fucking unnecessary cuts. Yeah. The scenery and the shit in this movie looks really fucking pretty.
Cinematography is great. The editing is terrible. The acting is garbage. The music is hackneyed at best.
And the script, elegant.
The script is a masterpiece.
Non-existent.
What do you mean we wrote it on a napkin?
Damn it, y'all. I've been like mud stomping Jeremy's foot over here. I apologize, dude. I didn't mean to fucking...
My nice spooky shoes too. God.
Not the Halloween shoes. If they're Wicker Man shoes, I'm pissing on them.
No, they're not Wicker Man shoes.
Okay, they're Pisser Man shoes. I'm still pissing on them.
Based off the original movie, which was based off a book.
Oh.
So this has gone through several intestines to become the shit that it is.
It is. When we watched this, Allison looked at me as I have this running joke about I don't trust people with wicker furniture, and she was like, "Is this why you don't trust people with wicker furniture?" And I was like, "Maybe now."
Yeah, no, it's a good call.
Yeah,
the wicker chair. Lesser known sequel.
Yeah,
that's
the prequel.
I think Cajun. I think if we get enough backers, we can make the wicker chair happen.
TV show is going to be called The Wicker Basket because it's more episodic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do like a piece at a time.
Yeah. Well, like each episode is going to be in the basket. Like it's just one episode per basketful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
what if we run out of basket?
Who's going to go in the basket?
I don't know.
Nick Cage?
Maybe. But I mean, there might be way too much lotion in the basket.
So Ted Levine?
Silence of the Lambs.
Is Ted Levine going in the basket? Oh, is this a full circle kind of situation?
Yeah, no, we're just talking now.
Why have I become such a great big fat person? Because you're old, Ted. Calm down. It happens to us all, okay? It's fine.
Age is a bitch.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break because, again, we're using the free version of Zoom, which has a time limit on your meetings, and you get around that by just starting a new meeting because, why not? So we're going to take a quick break. I'll throw some random bullshit in here. And we'll be
Rob's review
back. Why? I don't have any new material. Damn it! I know. I keep trying to get him to.
I need to work on my Rob impression and then just do one.
That'd be funny.
This is Rob's review. Is that good? For my first try.
For your first try, that wasn't bad.
I thought it would. Yeah. I love you, Rob. I miss you.
All right, we will be right back.
Well, hey there, folks. Do you like mugs, t-shirts, phone cases, stickers, wall art, pillows, all sorts of fun things with fun logos? Well, if you do, head on down to tpublic.com/user/caging greatness for all sorts of great merchandise and support your local creators. That's us. Hooray!
Oh, we weren't fucking recording, god damn it. Oh,
so many bits.
So, okay, now I know we're recording, and I know the world's going to hear me freak out because we're recording, having our nice zombie time.
Yeah, but that's going to be a great just blank intro, just a cold open from the commercial. Oh, we were recording.
It fucking had to watch. I had to watch Wicker Man and Halloween Ends in 24 hours.
Oh man, we just watched Halloween Ends too. Oh,
I don't think I've talked to anybody who liked that movie.
I know like 2 people on TikTok who enjoyed it, and I'm still like, yo, I'm not gonna shit talk you, but why?
I did not hate it nearly as much as a lot of people or as much as reviews think. It was just what? It was just
a big bucket of what?
I'm like, wait, so the only thing I got away from it that I was a little bit jealous of Michael Myers because he actually had a hole he could go crawl into, and I want one of those.
Erica, you're not talking about the Wicker Man. This is the Wicker Man episode.
Well, in the Wicker Man, Nick Cage finds plenty of holes to crawl into.
I'm just kidding.
I've never much cared for Michael Myers. Honestly,
I mean,
the first Halloween is like one of my favorite horror movies.
I just never liked him. I like Jason pretty well. Freddy is probably my favorite of the horror slashers, but I hate Texas Chainsaw Massacre and everything associated with it. It's bad. And I don't much care for the Halloween movies.
The only one I ever saw was I've seen the first one. I love the first one. I went on a date to go see the Rob Zombie one, and I walked out of that very mad because you can't see anything in that movie. Like, we're sitting in the theater and people are like screaming. I'm like, I don't know what you're screaming at. I can't see shit. Like, I know he's in the room somewhere. It's so damn dark.
I don't understand why Rob Zombie is considered a good filmmaker.
He's not.
It's just
everybody just like fucking jizzes their pants over House of a Thousand bullshit, whatever.
I don't see why. I hated that movie. I Devil's Rejects was an improvement. I did enjoy that. I have not seen the third one, have not heard good things.
And I refuse to watch
What is the third one?
3 from Hell.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
I think it got like a fucking like limited release and went like straight to DVD afterwards or something like that. There's like a fucking steelbook of it. Too bad it's that movie. I'm not buying.
And then he did the 2 Halloween movies. And now he's done The Monsters, and I don't want to see it.
There were things I didn't like about his first romp with Michael Myers, but I can enjoy that one. However, the second one, when they try to turn it into fucking Friday the 13th, I'm done. I'm out. I didn't like that.
The only good thing I can say about those two is I really like Tyler Mane, and I'm glad he got work.
Yeah.
He was a good Sabretooth, and he deserved better.
I just say how
wild he was, Michael.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I saw the first one in its entirety, like the original in its entirety, for the first time last Halloween, and I fucking dug the shit out of it. I want to see all of them, even though I know they vary in quality, but I still want to watch them.
My favorite one's still the Season of the Witch. It's the one without Michael Myers. That's my favorite Halloween movie.
That's a lot of people's answers on TikTok. Ironically,
I saw H2O.
I did see that one.
I haven't seen that.
I think H2O was the first one I ever saw because that came out when I was like a kid, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
I remember the trailer. It's like how did he kill her? He had a really big kitchen knife. I just remember that one line from the trailer.
It was part of this line of LL Cool J being in shit like scary movies and not dying, and just completely disabling the trope, which I thought was hilarious.
Deep Blue Sea was good though.
Yeah. Like I said, there's so many, like he was like, no, I'm going to be in this movie, but I'm living. Deal with it.
Oh, wait. He did live in Ghost of Mars.
Yeah. There's a whole series of these movies where like, no, you can't kill me. The ladies love Cool James because that's what it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned you something.
Now my life is a little lessened.
Well, don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years.
Yeah.
All right. Also, we were a little confused last night as to why this movie was, I mean, it says it right here, why it was dedicated to Johnny Ramone.
Why?
According to this, Johnny Ramone introduced Nicolas Cage to Robin Hardy's original The Wicker Man.
Yeah. Well,
I'm Hold on. Hold on. I got some shit to say.
I'm holding. What am I? What am I?
All right, it's one thing. Like, all right, I had my ass thinking that, like, you know, the director was just like a huge fan of the Ramones, and that's when the guy passed or something. But Nick Cage, with every bit of his chin, walked in and said, "Hey, I'm going to be the worst cop on screen for you, but you're going to have to do something for me." Okay. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to dedicate this entire film to Johnny Ramone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, why? Because he showed me the first one. In dedication, Johnny Ramone for introducing Nick Cage to the Wicker Man so he can be the Wicker Man.
That is Johnny Ramone's legacy.
Wow.
Yep. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else at all.
God.
It totally adds to the confusion abrupt end of it, though, especially with the non-theatrical release ending. And it's just this, you know, ash that comes on the screen and it's black. And then it says, for Johnny Ramone.
Yeah. So confused. Like, I was half-assed, just like that fucking ember just like falls down at the end of the movie. It's like, oh God, Nick Cage is just like a smoldering puddle right now. And it's just like 24 hours to go. He's a piece of bacon.
Maybe it's because Cage's character would have really preferred to have been sedated for being burned alive.
I mean, he's popping pills throughout that movie.
Yeah. Just fucking D12ing himself, just blue and yellow, purple.
Which is
like,
probably why he's a terrible cop and doesn't see anything around. Okay, you land on this island and it's all a bunch of like women dressed as, I don't know, pioneer women. And there's like two men and they can't speak and they just carry some kind of vague dead thing in a canvas bag. I would have noped the fuck out of there.
Yeah. And he could have. He said, I could about swim this channel. He could have. He could just swim it. And like what motorcycle cop is going to be that messed up from watching some randos get blown up in a car? He's going to be fine.
He should have been messed up. His whole arm was in there when it blew up.
Where was the police station's like, you're going to see a therapist for like the next month before you can come back to work, like moment.
Also, please explain this to me.
They don't do that.
Oh, right. That's true.
There's like just so many things. Like, first of all, was the mother and the daughter, was that just supposed to be in a hallucination the whole time? They never found a body, according to the film. And if this was part of the elaborate fucking plan, I think this movie makes less fucking sense.
I think it was supposed to be part of the elaborate fucking plan. Yeah.
Less sense. This is like,
you mean like the daughter he was supposed to have had with Willow?
Yes.
Rowan?
Yeah, because that was actually his daughter. But like in that first bit when they're in the car and they get smashed, but then also maybe they're not in the car. Like I think they were really in there and they just escaped or faked. Like it doesn't make sense.
Also, that little shit deserved it. 18-wheeler to the face. I'm bored. Fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely had it coming. There was one line that I appreciated very much is when after he gets the letter from Willow that says, "Hey, my kid's missing." He goes back.
Clearly not written in a human hand.
No, clearly not. That was a calligraphy machine. But he goes back to the police station to talk to his cop buddy, and he's like, "Yeah, blah 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 blah." So laws says something about plot, and his buddy responds, "Didn't even know you had a plot." And I'm like, that's the pull quote.
Wait, let me make sure I haven't. I think I have a note. I think I made a note for that one actually. Let's see.
The most accurate thing he could have said.
Only he listened to him.
However, oh God, I'm glad I wrote this down. There was a moment, it was after the explosion and Nick Cage is just chilling at the house. He's watching TV and I shit you not, he like moves his head and I kid you not, it looks like he's looking directly at us saying, well, let's get this shit over with. like I swear to God, like pull up that one scene and just like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear to God, he's looking right at us.
Tuesdays, am I right? Say thanks, Nick.
If he'd listened to his buddy at the police station who was just like, Remote island. This bitch sounds crazy. You should stay here.
Yeah. And like, again, that's just another point where their whole ridiculous plot could have fallen apart entirely in so many ways. Yeah. At so many times. Like, to get to where it actually worked is so irritatingly and absurdly convoluted that it should not have worked. The Wile E. Coyote's plans would have stood a better chance of working than these bee bitches. Bee bitches. So, like, it's fucking dumb.
They don't work with anvils.
No.
Maybe they should have. It feels like it would be quicker and easier than the things that they did.
Well, and even
join the Iron Age.
Even to the part where he's like, he's got Rowan, he's running through the forest, and she's like, this way. And he's like, okay. Like, clearly, this is not the direction to the ocean. I would have snatched that girl up and been like, throw over shoulder, we leaving.
You want to see my David Hasselhoff impression? And then he just swam to shore.
Yeah. With her on his back.
Yeah.
Of course, more than likely, she probably would have like strangled him halfway across the way. And he would have woke up on the beach because she's like drug him back because of how convoluted. Because like secretly she's like super strong or something.
Yeah, she's an Olympic swimmer. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
What about our nice little dream within a dream? Like a whole 2 years before Inception.
Yeah, like there were like 17 dreams within dreams for dreaming, and then more dreams. What's real? What's not? Like, I know, like, cares.
Dreams and
I think that's why this movie. I think that's why this movie gets a bad rap, because it's really just ahead of its time.
Sure.
If this had released this year, it would have been the biggest movie of the year for sure.
Well, it was released just a couple years ago, and it was a fucking huge mega hit. Y'all see Midsommar?
Oh yeah,
not yet. No,
that was on.
Yeah, I watched that. I'm like, you know what's better than this? Wicker Man.
Actually, I agree with that. Midsummer is pretty mid.
In the summer.
It has some pretty fucking scary scenes. Florence Pugh at the very end of it is incredible. It has its merits, but as far as just kind of plot goes, I was like, this is Wicker Man.
Well, I mean, I feel like that Midsummer got a lot of leeway based on the previous film that director
Hereditary
had done, because everyone loved it. Hereditary is the best, and so this next one's like, yeah, this is the same guy. Midsummer's the best, and I think a lot of them are just sort of like hyping it up in their head, and like, because if it had released first and then been followed by Hereditary, I think everybody was like, wow, Midsummer was dick. I'm glad this guy is doing good stuff now.
I can't speak for Midsummer, but Hereditary got me back into horror.
Yeah,
like legit.
You should check out Midsommar. I mean, I liked it more than Justin's saying. I still think Wicker Man's the better version, but it's a very pretty movie.
Oh, it's beautifully shot. Yeah.
Cinematographically, I will say, it captures better than most movies I've ever seen. Sort of like tripping. Like the one scene after they eat mushrooms and they're kind of walking in this field. I don't know what they do with the cameras, but it's like, yeah, that usually movies are just like, wow, crazy shit. But this did it well.
TikTok filter.
They just like blotted the camera. But yeah, it's the same thing. But this is a whole, and Justin, you said this too, that this, we know that there's the original movie, and Justin, you said this was based on a novel or a story or a book tale, or
it's based on a novel. let me look up the name of that.
I mean, I feel like it's a trope, right? Have any of y'all seen the movie The Ritual?
No,
I don't think
I haven't.
I think
isn't it fairly new?
Yeah, it's within the last few years. I think it's European. I don't remember if it's Scandinavian or British or what, but it's about like a group of British people, and they go to like on some hiking expedition in Scandinavia, and they come across some pagan village, and someone needs to be sacrificed. I mean, this whole idea of the civilized person being abducted by the pagans to be sacrificed, I feel like is a trope, right?
Yeah. Well, the novel that all of this was based on is called Ritual from 1967.
Oh shit!
So I think it doesn't say that one of the adaptations was the one that you just mentioned. It's just the Wicker Man, pretty much, both of those. But yeah, it's definitely a trope.
Yeah. First thing that comes to my mind is The Village.
Because the novel, I'm apparently, and I know like the original 73, those were definitely much more puritanical Christian versus paganism. And the puritanical Christian part was downplayed a lot for the Cage version.
Yeah. In the original Wicker Man, in the end, when he's being, and Christopher Lee specifically says, well, we'll grant you the best gift you have because of your faith, like you will be a martyr. And then when he's in the Wicker Man, he's sitting there like praying and reciting and stuff in the Wicker Man while he's burning alive. So you're right, Justin. Those, I think, especially at least the original Wicker Man, is definitely more overtly Christian versus pagan, or civilized versus savage kind of thing.
Look at that.
Which is a whole founding myth of America, but I won't get into that shit right now for y'all.
We're doing actual literary and cinema analysis. Quick, somebody make a dick joke. We can't have this in the show.
I thought this movie, I don't know why I thought this movie was rated R for the longest time.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I could see that, but I don't think it was.
Because and you said in the theatrical version, you didn't see his legs get broken?
No, you don't see the legs. You don't see the bees, none of that.
Wow. You don't even see the bees?
No, you just hear him screaming, not the bees, they're in my eyes.
Can you imagine this movie without that stuff?
It was not as good.
But that even confuses me more, because you said in the theatrical version, the legs didn't get broken and it had the James Franco scene, right?
Yeah.
Then in the version I saw, you saw the legs broken and no Franco. I mean, good, but you know, I'm just confused. That was gnarly. Me. I don't like seeing broken bones in movies. It still gets me.
Yeah,
it still fucking gets me every time.
They put his legs on top of like a log, and it was like straight up misery shit right there. Yeah. Like.
Yep, he showed both legs on our viewing.
I mean, to be fair, those femur breaks have a very good chance for having killed him before they got to the Wicker Man. Just or him going into shock. I know they used the pin for the anaphylactic shock, but still, like the rest of that would have been real messed up. So again, just another area where their plan could have fallen apart until like, what if he just fucking dies on the way?
Yeah,
then they'll burn him quick enough.
They had that earth medicine. You know, they weren't going to let that happen. I will say that. And I can't imagine the theatrical version without that stuff at the end, because this movie is so over the top and so ridiculous. But then you get to those last minutes with like the breaking of the legs, and like the putting of the fucking bee helmet on, putting the bees, and it's a meme and it's so iconic and hilarious. But at the same time, all that shit's horrifying and super haunting. And it's a weird tension of, this is hilarious because of the movie it's in, Nick Cage's delivery and all this stuff we know, but it's also really gruesome and terrifying, and then when he's being strung up into the Wicker Man and all this stuff, there's a weird way I was like, this is kind of actually scary, but I'm not scared at all because this movie is absurd.
Like if you watch it as a comedy, the ending takes such a dark turn.
Yes. Exactly.
Like if you were to get Vince Vaughn and remake this movie shot for shot but with actors, it would be much more concerning.
All right, so here's the thought exercise. So here's a thought. Here's a thought exercise. Instead of Vince Vaughn, let's imagine this as a Muppet movie. And who's the one human and what role do they play?
Nicolas Cage is still the main character in the Muppet movie.
And then everyone else is just Muppets.
Everyone else is Muppets.
Does that mean like Lady Summer's Isles is going to be Miss Piggy?
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, Willow would be Miss Piggy probably.
I think you would have to. You'd also.
You're right.
You'd have to mix in the Sesame Street Muppets and let the big burly woman that's in the bear suit be Big Bird.
No, you just make him Sweetums.
Oh yeah, Sweetums.
Yeah,
I would do a slight alteration to the script. I would turn the girl in the back of the Volkswagen into twins, and I would. No, not Bert and Ernie. The critics. What are their names?
Oh, Statler and Waldorf.
Statler and Waldorf. Yes. And they're just going to be like, I'm bored. And look at the camera. This movie sucks.
Because like, hear me out. We have Miss Piggy as sisters, whatever, like the only good actor.
The sisters.
Yeah, Miss Piggy is the main lady.
It's a bear.
I mean, I do want to see Nick Cage yell at Miss Piggy saying, "I'm only interested in the law, sister."
But then Willow has to be Gonzo.
Oh God, yeah.
In a wig. Well, Rowan is going to be
the shrimp.
Yeah, make it the shrimp
or Rizzo.
Yeah, no, Rizzo's good. We'll make it Rizzo. Then Lily Sobieski's character, that's Kermit. It's just Kermit. And then we just pepper the rest. Like the big burly bear lady, that's Sweetums.
No. The big burly the big bear lady, the innkeeper, that's Fozzie Bear. Because I want to say Waka Waka before he knocks him the fuck out and puts on his skin.
You make the teacher.
No, not even the skin, just have him put on the hat, and that's enough.
He like spins the little thing on it, yells Waka Waka, and then go punches someone else.
Or before he breaks his legs, Waka Waka. No, you have the teacher has to be Big Bird then.
Oh no, we're not using the Sesame Street Muppets.
Oh,
we can't.
How am I supposed to waka waka without legs?
For you, the teacher can be Statler and Waldorf. That'd be better.
Just have them trading places, like
both of them up there. We're both the teachers.
One thought I did have when he went into that classroom, and these children are chanting.
Oh,
phallic symbol.
That was messed up.
I was like, I bet you this movie is a favorite of incels, because this is how they like imagine women. Like they just sit in a class like phallic symbol. Oh, we want to kill men. Like this is probably I was thinking about that watching this. I'm like, oh, they think this is real.
Yeah, like they're watching it and they're doing the Leo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing at the screen like, yeah, I told you.
There was a movie that did that scene a lot better way back in 1999, and it's called Varsity Blues. Penis, vagina. That's all you need right there.
I don't want to live your
life. I own that on fucking Blu-ray, and I'm proud of it. God damn it. Shit, yeah.
I would have known shit was messed up when he was like, I'm here to see Willow. And they're like, she's in the breeding house. I'm like, oh, bye.
Breeding?
That's what she.
I know. That's what I agree. Like, I would have fucking bolted too.
I'd have been like, can you repeat that one more time for me? Breeding? Is that where you guys keep your like animals or something? And they're like, no, that's where she lives. All right. Y'all have a nice day.
Yep.
Hey, plane guy, please wait up.
I'm swimming back. I'm coming back with the National Guard.
Yeah.
Again, the line, breeding sounds like inbreeding to me.
Also, with the classroom, they trapped a crow in a desk. That's animal cruelty. That crow didn't do anything wrong. That crow was probably like, oh, thank God. Why didn't the crow save him at the end? That would have made the ending way cooler.
Like the only way this ending could have been salvaged is if when the fire reaches him and he's up in the top of the Wicker Man, turns out that this has been a switch the whole time. His real name's Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes Ghost Rider on all their asses. That'd have been super fun.
I mean, that one shot where there was nothing but fire in front of his face.
What?
Bee Rider. Beekeeper.
When did he do Ghost Rider? Was it how far after this movie was Ghost Rider?
05 was first, right?
Yeah. Honestly, this was like before.
07 was 07 or 09? I don't know.
Was it Spirit of Vengeance?
I feel like it was an odd number for some reason. But yeah.
Wicker Man.
Yes. Wicker Man had no wicker plan.
And he had no wicker furniture.
I don't know which one. You're a big fan.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Survivor. And so I really also was watching this wanting it to be a reality TV show. I know that would violate so many ethical standards because we would have to create this community of women and send a man in, but not like a movie, not like a movie in the style of found footage or a documentary. Like, no, I want this to be a reality TV show.
Well, you say create an ethical standard as if the reality shows wouldn't just ignore it anyway. Hey, it'll get ratings. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they just can find an island somewhere and, do what they want.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are coming up to another break or the end. Don't know which one. Eric, how do you feel? You want to do some more, or you think we're good?
I don't know that I have much more to say about it. So I guess that's all up to you.
I think we've said it all, really.
Yeah.
And this has been a fun fucking show. I've enjoyed having you on, Eric. This has been cool.
It's been nice. Yeah. We did actual critical analysis.
This might be the most critically analyzed of the movies we've done.
Our listens are going to fucking plummet. Oh, they're actually talking about, no, I'm done with this.
That's not what I come here for.
Why didn't they ramble for like 30 minutes?
I want to hear about the random bullshit, not the movie they watched, damn it.
So yeah, no, I really appreciate you having me on, y'all. This was super fun. Happy back again. I will say one last thing before I go in terms of having me back again. I had mentioned this to Justin. So I kind of love John Travolta. We actually share a birthday. So,
nice.
no small thing, and I also really like Grease. And then I listened to y'all's episode on Grease and I was like, I can't disagree with literally a single thing they say on here, but I still like this movie. God damn it.
No, that's fine.
I bet you were sad we actually talked about the movie that time, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Big steaming pile on that one.
It's like even me that was like kind of involved in like a production of Grease. I was just like watching it like, man, this is kind of gross. All growing up, huh? Learning that, sexual assault's not that good,
Yeah, no,
you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah. So
especially when they're concussed. Jesus.
It was a different time.
Oh my God.
Those 50-year-olds need to stay away from those teenagers that are in the same class.
Yeah, that 47-year-old senior in high school had a fucking pube salad on his face.
A 47-year-old singing. Yeah. Did she put up a fight?
Did she? You knew exactly who we were talking about. Hell yeah. I've seen that movie enough to know who the fuck he's referencing.
All right. Awesome. It's really been a pleasure, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Eric, I know you've got another podcast that you do. So tell our listeners what it is and how wildly different it is from our bullshit.
Well, it's not that different.
Analyze Raising Arizona scene by scene.
Yeah, no, I do. I co-host another podcast. It's called the Projectionist Lending Library. A friend of mine who I did my PhD with, he's also a literary scholar, and we read books and watch the adaptations of them, and then talk about the books and the adaptations in the spirit of Wicker Man.
You can add this to your list now, right? Because Ritual is a book that was adapted.
Yes. Yeah. Next season. So Justin, I think we're hoping to have you on for Christmas Carol.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know when.
I'll be in touch with that. And then starting after the new year, we're going to be doing a season on like detective fiction and like crime movies and stuff like that. And we are going to do a horror season at some point because I want to do The Exorcist, and I will definitely add Ritual and Wicker Man to it because any chance to talk about the Wicker Man is a hell of an opportunity that you have to seize. So, check it out. It's rambly.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so I've actually listened to an episode, the first episode that came out. I listened to it when it came out, and then I don't listen to podcasts, so I haven't listened to anything else. But it's on my list.
He listens to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Don't let him lie.
Occasionally, I listen to clips on YouTube now.
Occasionally, Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum.
And you can kind of pick around and choose. It's just like, oh, this book or movie is interesting to me, or this book or movie is, or this one's not, So, yeah.
Well, it's been great having you on. Cannon, you want to do your plugs?
Oh, yeah, sure. I have been That Canon Guy. You can find me at That Canon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, Letterboxd, and, of course, the TikToks.
Jeremy?
You can find me on Toons Cosmic Reality. Right now I'm doing my little ghost for the month of October. And then I also have twitch.tv/Backwards Hero where I stream Rumbleverse. And I took a small break on Hollow Knight after I died that last time, but I'm starting back up.
Okay. And then all my shit starts with Captain Shimmy. You can find it if you care enough.
I can't read.
Yeah.
That's well established.
You are illiterate.
We haven't talked about that a lot. I made up like 2 words earlier. You heard it.
I'm blind. So, you know.
But Eric, it has been fantastic having you on.
Yes,
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have you back on soon because this was super fun.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And thank everyone for listening. Shout out again to Tappahannock, some of our best listeners.
Yay.
And we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye now.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
How absurd.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.